Hey everybody, welcome Sagittarius season. I just wanted to take a few moments to really dive into the archetype of Sag and what that means for our next month. When the sun moves from one sign to the other, it's really when the season changes. And there's 12 season changes in the zodiac year of time. Scorpio season, as we all know, is very, very deep, very, very intense. We're asked to shed and transform and go deep into the deepest lake and stay really still and see what's down there in the root. Scorpio season demands intimacy and deep conversation and really taking a look at all aspects of ourselves. And it's very interesting when we move from Scorpio to Sagittarius. It's so different in the vibe of the season. So Sagittarius, we move from fixed, which means standing still water, like deep standing still water, into moving fire. So Sagittarius is the kind of fire that moves around, wants to have experiences, wants to expand itself. Sagittarius is the archer, always seeking truth. And while truth always is changing depending on the data that we're collecting and who we're talking to and what we're reading and our reality, Sagittarius is always looking for the big picture. They are very good at zooming out and seeing the whole thing. What is their place in it? What does it even mean to be in this universe, on this earth? Sagittarius is always asking those questions. Why am I here? What do I mean in the greater cosmos? The wider, higher perspective is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is very good at having faith and having their belief system. And really the Sagittarius wants to collect experiences. So traveling, learning about culture, learning about different philosophies on how to live your life, how to be a spiritual being in a body. And Sagittarius is really good at asking those questions, constantly seeking, constantly looking for truth. The shadow side of Sagittarius, and really today actually, the Sun and Mercury are hitting at the South Node, which is the collective shadow and what we're moving away from. Sagittarius shadow, which has been colored all of this year. We've been really being faced with the shadow side of Sagittarius. And that is getting up there on your soapbox and pointing your finger at everyone and saying, this is the only truth, this is how you should believe because I believe this, and not understanding that everyone has collected their own experiences as a soul in this life through many lifetimes, and they've come to their own conclusions about what they believe in. Sagittarius can often be sanctimonious or, and again, this is the shadow side, not necessarily open to hearing someone out for what they believe in or what their experiences have been. Sagittarius can often take up all the space in the conversation because they're beautiful storytellers. And Sag has that fire about them where you listen when they speak. Especially if your Mercury is in Sagittarius, which Mercury is moving into Sagittarius. Actually, let me look because I think just in a couple days, actually. When do you move, Mercury? The 24th. Wednesday, tomorrow. Tomorrow Mercury moves into Sagittarius, so we get even more Sagittarius energy. Okay, so the collective shadow this year has really been, we're supposed to be moving more into the Gemini, the opposition of Sagittarius, which is asking questions and listening to each other and holding space for so many different experiences and understanding that we create our own reality based on our experiences. And that's constantly changing. Gemini is so good at realizing oh, my reality is constantly changing based on the data that I'm collecting and who I'm speaking with. Or Sagittarius can get up there and be very you're wrong, I'm a skeptic of your belief, and collectively we're going through that. And not saying there's anything wrong with having your beliefs. Sag is so good at inspiring us to like stand in our beliefs, have faith, have hope, expand for our future. Brilliant at these things. But the shadow side, where the South Node is this year, has really been in the forefront. So what we're learning is to be less judgmental, because the shadow of Sagittarius is judgment. So yes, all collectively learning how to become less judgmental, hold space for all the multitudes of experiences and truths that people can have. And I think that we have, in my own personal world, and for me, I've dropped a lot of judgment this year. Like, it's been amazing watching that come to the surface and be faced with it. And growing and understanding that we are the creators of our own reality, and everyone has their own creator in their head and their own reality based on their thoughts. And it's okay, because every soul came here for different experiences and to learn different things and to think different things, to have different faiths and beliefs. It's all okay. Yeah, so that's what I got. Let's see, is there anything else? It's, practically speaking, it's a really good time to take a class, especially when it comes to a spiritual class perhaps, or a religious class, or something where you're kind of trying to zoom out in the bigger picture and understand your place in the universe. It's a really good time to travel if you can. It's a really good time to sit around a bonfire and tell stories and to laugh and have experiences. And there's a reason that Sag season runs with this Christmas season, and we have this like Christmas spirit within us. That's Jupiter. I often call him Santa Claus, because he is expansive and he brings experiences and hope and joy. And so yeah, if you can if you can blow off work more often these next few weeks, if that's possible for you, blow off work, do something spontaneous, travel someplace, bring in joy, bring in laughter, bring in storytelling, sit around a bonfire, tell stories. You know, these are the kind of things that Sagittarius is all about. So enjoy the season of fun after we dove so deep into our shadow in the deep lakes and we really confronted some things that were hard to confront, and now we celebrate. Sending love.